Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be talking to my friend Jasmina and discussing the energies of uh, that's going on right now in the sky. Hey, okay, let's see. Accept. There we go.
Hi,
Hey Jasmina, great to see
how
you.
are
How are
you?
you?
Good. I can't see
We
you,
can't.
but
Okay,
it's okay.
let,
Something
let
is
me
wrong.
put my chair up some more. Like, there we
No,
go.
no, no, no. It's totally black for me. I think it's there's a Instagram glitch lately I found on lives. I don't see people, people don't see me, but whoever is watching us, they see us both. So
Okay. Yeah, if anyone could comment below if you're able to see us both, just for
yeah,
confirmation, that would be great. But you still can't see me?
no,
Oh, that's
it's a
that's too bad.
glitch. I know it's
Uh,
okay. I'm gonna listen to your voice. It's a glitch in the system. I found I had a bunch of lives lately that I didn't see the person I was talking to. So,
that's
see,
crazy that they
thank
would
you.
do
We
that
have
right
our
now. Maybe it's the eclipse, right?
we are eclipsed.
Yeah,
Good.
no.
Thank you, smart universe. Cool.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, it's interesting because right now, I mean, at least we're still alive, right? Like, after these crazy
Yes.
eclipses that have hit, like, and today I was just walking outside, and it's the beginning of November now, and all of a sudden I felt really cold because, like, October it wasn't as cold as Octobers normally are, I guess, or I don't know what it was, but today I felt it, like,
Yeah.
and it's also the day
Yeah.
after Halloween, so you have that
Mhm.
hangover, right?
Of candy. Of candy. I have a 3-year-old. We went trick or treating last night. He wouldn't go home. He was so excited. So yeah.
Oh yeah,
Very
it's always a fun time, like when you're a kid
yeah.
going trick or treating. That's what
Yeah.
yeah. So I right, we have this meeting right now, and we're right in,
Mhm.
we've kind of passed that eclipse portal with crazy energies, and I feel like this week in particular, it's like we're wanting to integrate those new revelations that we've had, those uh, it's kind of like just we need that period of stillness after a lot of activity in order to integrate things. So I feel like this is a rest period for that. But I also, there's still a lot going on, and
It is.
November,
It is,
right?
Sid. It is so much going on. I feel until I don't know, even the whole November doesn't seem to be quiet as we hope for. The energies are going to be a little bit different, but it's still going to be very intense. First, we have Saturn stationing to go direct on the 4th, which is on Saturday. Uh, uh, the new moon in Scorpio on the 13th is very, very intense. We have almost a Mars Cazimi with the sun together with that new moon. It's going to be, opposing Uranus, so it can be explosive. And then the full moon in Sag, in Gemini, on the 27th has lots of oppositions, lots of squares, I mean, with the Saturn, because, so, woo, what a month, to be honest.
Yeah, and
um,
and I mean, just to say that, like, I think this we're still kind of highlighting that Scorpio Taurus axis right now with those oppositions that you mentioned, kind of. So, for example, like, I think in November 3rd, the Sun opposite Jupiter, and I think Venus also opposite Neptune also, and
Neptune
then
and Mercury Uranus opposition. It's happening all in the same day. So
oh
actually,
yeah,
Venus opposing Neptune on the
hmm
3rd, uh, when Sun opposes Jupiter. So that's this Friday. And then on Saturday, we have the station of Saturn with Mercury Uranus opposition, right?
right,
So it's going to be intense. It is going to be intense. Think about Venus and Neptune is the higher octave of Venus, and
right.
Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury, and they're opposing each other, right? So it's going to be highlighted, the energies.
Yeah, and I think with that, with Venus and Virgo, it's very, it likes to follow things linearly, but sometimes we just kind of have to let go, right? And that Neptune coming in opposing is going to give us that opportunity to let go. But I think when you do, it brings in something beautiful. And so And then with that Mercury opposite Uranus, again happening with these while Saturn is stationing direct. Wow, November 4th is going to be a pretty intense day. But I think we can use it to break free and shift something that we're obsessing about. Like some truth comes out, and like I said, this week we're still in kind of that period of revelations coming to us, and like the universe does not like when withholding of information happens. That's just not its style. And so a lot of that stuff comes out regarding truths. And I think it's important to remember that after this opposition to Uranus, the Mercury trines Neptune and sextiles Pluto. So that's also, I think, helping us adapt into something bigger that's coming good for us. And I think that's also important to keep in mind.
No, it's not all negative, but it's huge. Like we can feel,
Yes.
we're gonna feel the energies. They're not like smooth, and I think the summer beside the Venus retrograde was actually very nice summer. It was I know we had the nodal shift, but it was fun. This is more hard work, some tough decisions to be made as well. So it's not, kind of go with the flow energy. We have to kind of embrace the change. We have to embrace that some things need to be released in order for a new vision to come in with Sag energy later in the month.
Sure. And I guess also with Venus moving into Libra on November 8th, that can help smooth over some of those ruffled feathers as well, right?
Yes. I hope she's gonna give some peace, at least maybe temporary, some peace of mind, or just some kind of resolution or agreement between war parties. And I'm not just thinking about the globally. I think about even between people in our everyday lives. There's a lot of things that are being said, or in the Scorpio season with this Scorpio Taurus axis, many things have been said and done that maybe we can find a final conclusion with this Venus in Libra. I think she's going to bring some nice energy to offset all this Scorpio. Mars in Scorpio is ruling all this Scorpio energy as well, right? So it is, fighting for Mars in Scorpio fights for his passion, his beliefs, his property, so so this Venus might give him a little bit of a hand and tell him, look, let's go have some fun. Let's calm down a little bit.
Especially since that Mars is going to be opposing Uranus on November 11th, like a few days after that Venus enters Libra. And that's I feel like that could result in outbursts of anger directed at like people that have hurt us in the past, things that have been building up kind of. The good thing is it can help you break free of certain obligations and stuff, but I think it's important to just use this disruptive energy to think twice before lashing out, and like use some tact and strategy before reacting to provocation. Like Scorpio loves strategy.
Absolutely think before you act, especially with Uranus and Mars together. It's more accident prone, right? So watch out for accidents, injuries, or even car accidents. I have to mention it because it's really strong, and it's coming. It's going to be as well for the new moon, very emphasized. So also with Mercury and Uranus opposing just a few days, like this weekend coming up, it can be a lot of anxiety and mental health issues. So watch your mental health this weekend. Try to calm down your nerves, because with this, your nerves are going to get the best of you if you don't watch out. That's something that I noticed with Uranus and Mercury together in this opposition. So
yeah, totally, absolutely. I've actually gotten more into my exercise routine and yoga routine, and I feel like those things are just those moments of ground that we use to ground. It's important that like really this week. Something I wanted to read really quickly. It's a song lyric from this 20th century philosopher Axl Rose. He said, "Never mind the darkness, we still can find a way, because nothing lasts forever, even cold November rain." And I don't know, that just really hit me, because I like I said, like November is around that time where I feel like shit gets real, just like, and it's so apropos right now because of the Saturn about to station direct, because like when a planet's about to station direct, it's very stationary for a while. And so I feel like we're getting those kind of lessons in right now.
I
Another thing,
love that.
oh,
I
yeah.
love that song.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I love that you brought it up. I'm really happy that you brought it up. It is so reflects this upcoming November energy. So
Yeah.
such a great insights. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And me as well. And another thing I wanted to say that's kind of like a little bit positivity, because I think we need positivity right now,
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
that this month, November 2023, it's setting up something big that's going to come in with the Jupiter Uranus conjunction. Like they're not like conjoining yet, but they are going to conjoin April 2024. And I feel like this month is going to help plant the seeds for some of that, like of something great that's coming from that. So that's, I think that's also important to keep in mind, like whenever we're going through like personal struggles with things, is to keep in mind the big picture. And like, you know, you need the space in order to let the bigger things that we need to do in life come through. So that's, I think, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. And you know what? With the Sag season coming in like in later part of the month, with Jupiter ruling that, you know, because we're gonna have Mercury and Sun and Mars and Ceres all into Sagittarius. So, you know, it's gonna give us hope. I think it's gonna give us hope.
Sure,
Because
absolutely.
Jupiter is ruling it, right? And this Jupiter is actually good in Taurus, I feel. So um, I'm very hopeful for this, for the later part of the month, to bring us some hope and clarity.
Yeah.
Because I think, yeah.
No, yeah, yeah. I was kind of the same way when I was looking at things, that like it's the October was probably the craziest month of this year, but then even this first half of November is kind of intense in terms of the oppositions and squares. But like, yeah,
But
I think
we have good stuff. Remember you said Venus is going to trine Pluto. Mercury is going to trine Neptune. Mercury is going to sextile Pluto. That's all good, right? That's
yes,
like with Mercury and Pluto in Scorpio and Capricorn, we can give us some clarity into how to strategize for a long-term future. You know, so make some good long-term plans. You know, so I love that. And with trining Neptune just before that, we can put our vision and dreams into strategic plans with all this energy, into something positive for later.
yes, and I would also just add to that that you know, with we're deep in Scorpio season, and Scorpio desires safety, empowerment. It wants to be in control and powerful with its own energies. So we can use this time as an opportunity to evolve and alchemize anything that we need to in our lives, and uh, just be mindful of that.
I mean,
So
to dig deep, like with Mercury in Scorpio, we can go deep and we can face our shadows, and we can, you know, uh, find, you know, we can face our shadows, find some kind of solution through this deep thinking on how we're going to move forward, right? So it is intense and hard, but it's also profound. It can be transformational. It can be, you know, like a breakthrough, you know, if we face it, right? If we put it under the carpet, I think it's just going to backfire at us later. So I wouldn't put anything under the carpet this month. I would face everything. I think energies are helping us to deal with that.
and I guess I don't even know if we mentioned this, but that new moon in Scorpio on the 13th, it's opposite
Yeah.
Uranus, exactly, right? Like, so I think Uranus.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's like, I feel like that's just setting it up for like, you know, removal of dead weight in a sense, but also just like,
It's a breakthrough.
yeah,
Like it's a breakthrough. It's like a eureka moment. Like, oh my God, you know, it can be that kind of a moment. Wow, right? Like a being open up awareness. Like, oh, we're suddenly gonna be, you know, oh my God, this is it. You know, like you're thinking, like all this Scorpio season is deep and reflective and thinking and researching and digging deep and what is happening. And then all of a sudden you're gonna have this new moon. Oh my God, yes, this is what I was looking for. It can be that kind of a moment, you know, but
yeah.
you have to make space for new things. You have to kind of get rid of the old ones. So if you didn't do that in October, because October was very good with this eclipses and everything to remove what's not longer serving you, and you have to kind of make space for the new things to come. You can't build. Sometimes I feel that some things are not repairable, right? So you can't build on them all the time, right? So you have to kind of, you break something, you can glue it, but it's not the same. I think this is not a time to glue something. I think it's to make space and to make something new.
Yes, absolutely. It's like, with that, with Scorpio, like when you think about its evolution into like kind of the eagle consciousness, it's like, what am I giving my power to, and is it the best use of my energy, or is that where I want to direct it, or am I playing into my own previous versions of self, my limited fears? So it's I think it is a big time about updating our system, because we've already mastered so many things that it might come back to kind of test us again, but that's like an old record. It's outdated, so it's time to update that.
Yes, I love that. Level up, guys. This is a month to level up, but you have to be open to it. If you put it's not time, because Scorpio energy can also block, like it can, resistance. There's lots of resistance because it's very protective of its own, right?
Yes.
So if we have a lot of resistance, we won't be able to see and be open to this beautiful energies that can help us, actually. So just have that in mind, guys. It's something that, I don't feel that it's time to resist or fix, or I think it's time for a breakthroughs, not breakdowns.
Yeah,
With this.
that's true. And like you said, like Scorpio's sometimes it's too fixed that it doesn't see everything else, right? And so that's why this Uranus could be giving that opportunity to, like, you have no choice but to do this now. So yeah, I see break free and that. Anything else you want to talk about before we kind of, I guess, do you want to discuss the horoscopes, kind of like to see what things are for each sign, or do you want to talk about something else?
We can do like that. Of course we can do whatever we want. I know that this is going to be hard for fixed signs, right? So we know that when we have a lot of planets in one modality, those signs, but not just sun signs, moon signs. I always tell people who have moons, suns, and rising signs in fixed signs is going to be they're going to be more emphasized in the way that they're going to need to deal with this and make some choices and decisions more than the others, let's say, right? So it's going to be directly, energy is going to directly put a finger into them and say, yeah, this is, you need to change this. So for Scorpios, Tauruses, Leos, and Aquariuses. But this is the same thing with this lunar eclipse that just finished. So this was another hit for fixed signs, right? The final
one there. That's what I was gonna say. At least the tunnel. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel now as they're configuring and realigning, because of what they've been dealing with the past 2.5 years with these eclipses. So that's I guess the positive spin on it.
Yeah. So, but this new moon is a new opportunity, right? It's a new moon, new cycle, right? So that's why I say it's going to impact them the most. But there is a great opportunity for them to start a new cycle. If they cleared everything up, with this final lunar eclipse, I hope they did, right? Because if they didn't, that's gonna come back to haunt them again. That's what I feel for fixed signs.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, so with these horoscopes, if you need help with figuring out what your sign is, you can always, well, it's pretty easy to do it now online, but like, if you want to schedule a reading with me, just click the link on my Instagram profile or follow Jasmina also. She's really resourceful. She's updated on her astrology. She follows so many of them, and she's very knowledgeable about these things. And I think
Thank you.
Yeah, no, and I'm grateful to have her as like a friend and a resource here too. So let's let's get going with, okay, so Aries rising. So that means let's see, North Node is on your it's on your sign for Aries. So this is for sun sign, moon sign, or rising sign, whichever one you resonate with, or because with me I read for my rising, my sun, and my moon. So,
Yeah.
and make a synthesis of three. But this is in general, like I like to start with the rising sign. So, but everyone has their preference. I don't have any objection
Mm-hmm.
to that. But with Aries rising, I did write down, let's see. So, so with this, I guess, new moon,
They're gonna
like we
have,
were talking about the moon in Scorpio, or yeah, moon in Scorpio opposite Uranus and Taurus, like kind of
yes.
providing the undertone. So with the Aries rising, I have written down liberation of assets because it's second house. Want to change the
Mm-hmm.
nature of what I call my own, what I have, what I'm in possession of, in contrast to how I'm debted, obligated to other people, eighth house. So I see it a lot about independence versus dependence when it comes to resources and the Mars Uranus opposition, and a desire to break free from obligations, as if, like Aries likes to do anyways.
Yeah. So also it's related with taxes and investments. So just watch your investments. The market is volatile. I don't know. I'm not a financial astrologer, but with this Scorpio and this opposition with Uranus, many things can happen. Just be smart regarding your possessions, your investments, and how you deal with money overall. I would say, yeah. So it's gonna hit that, and it's going to be about your self-worth and self-value, because the north is in Aries. So everybody who has strong Aries placements, this is going to be the theme for the next year and a half. They will want to push and be more assertive. So to be assertive and to push yourself, you need to know what your worth is. This is also something that is going to hit them.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, I'm gonna get my charger, but let's move on to the next one. So
Okay.
North Node in Taurus and South Node in Scorpio. What do you have to say about that?
You mean for rising, Taurus risings?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
let's look at it from that
Taurus,
perspective.
yeah. So these are gonna hit their so for Taurus risings, Scorpio. So Taurus risings is in the first house. Scorpio is gonna be in the seventh house. That's what you're looking at.
Yeah. I had this
How did you
actually
look?
written down here that I wanted to say about it, but then I don't know, my computer just randomly died. But
Is that right over there?
if you want me to wait to put it back up, or
No, no,
I
no.
thought you can go ahead and give your own commentary on it.
Okay. So I mean, for Taurus risings, it's suns and moons. They have Jupiter and Uranus, in their sign for a whole year together, right? So it can be always something new and unexpected. In their personal lives and how they grow and develop in the world. So, this opposition of this new moon is opposing them. So it might be, a question of identity crisis. It can be an identity crisis for Tauruses, I feel.
Yes, in fact, it just loaded back up, and that's what I had written down is identity reinvention.
Yeah.
Getting in touch with what you really desire in your heart. Scorpio will help sift through and see what is the essence of all those things, with it being opposing, like in the seventh, opposing the first house, with this new moon in the seventh house, basically, for the Taurus risings.
Yeah, and I mean, it's hard for them when they like nature, they like, you have to have all the senses involved in everyday life. When the dark comes in and and there's no more light, and uh, it can be hard, I feel, for Tauruses. They can't go out anymore. I'm just literally thinking physically, well, how this darkness affects them. So they get cozy and they eat more. So that's also, think about, Jupiter in your sign can make you overindulge in things that you usually wouldn't, because you feel, emotionally down. Or if you go through an identity crisis, you might have a spurge of emotional eating. So
Oh, wow,
be
that's a
careful.
really good point. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I guess this also goes on to that theme that we were talking about, how hard fixed signs have had it. And I just feel like, and as we transition into the next sign, like they've really also had it really hard, Gemini rising. And I think that's why I wanted to mention the Jupiter Uranus thing that's coming for them, because right now they're still kind of in it. And I feel like they're meant, like as a Gemini, like you have a lot of Gemini placement yourself, I think.
Yes. Yes.
They're meant to explore opposite ideas of who they are, and like alternating images of self, sometimes through relationships, jobs, clothing choices, whatever. And I feel like with this 12th and 6th house access being hit, it brings up stuff from the unconscious that will force the Gemini to look at the opposite images that are less comfortable to inhabit. And then with the 12th house, liberating place, like basically what I wrote down is to keep persevering, stick with it. There's going to be a radical rebirthing really starting next April with the Jupiter Uranus
Yes.
conjunction. But right now, I think as you're planting the seeds for that, that's what this is the sign I was thinking about when I said that about the planting the seeds.
I as a Gemini can advise people because we also have Saturn, so the mutable signs also, especially Geminis have like we have a Saturn squaring us, right? So I have like Saturn squaring my moon for a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is with the 12th house, it's time to go inward a little bit, listen more than talk. That would be a great advice. It's like a balsamic moon phase, right? It's a thing to reflect because think about in the natal in the charts how Scorpio and Gemini it's in conjunct. So that is the aspect that it's those signs that don't have much in common, right? So it's a kind of like an itch you can't scratch. So instead of pushing yourself and asserting yourself and wanting more, and I want this, it's time to just slow down and do like a little reflection and prepare, as you said, for this new thing that is coming is going to be huge. So we need to kind of close up everything and just spend more time with ourselves, meditation, and listen more than talk. Just because sometimes from a lot of talking, you can't even hear what you think. Trust me, as a Gemini, I can witness to that. So that would be my advice.
And that's a good segue into the next sign, Cancer, as we, I didn't even check the, current configuration of the planets. Let's see. I think the moon is about to
Moon is
go
in
in.
Cancer. It's
Oh,
coming.
yeah, it's at
It's coming into
so
Cancer.
like right now where I'm at for all of us, 29 degrees, Gemini, 59 minutes. So the moon's actually just about to go into, I almost want
Yeah.
to wait for it just so, anyways, but like, it's just funny that with Cancer rising, we have 5th house versus 11th house. So Uranus in the 11th house, shaking up the friend group and circle, like stop caring about what other people think about what brings me pleasure and happiness and makes me creatively fulfilled. Finding the right community for yourself, if you've recently moved or just in, updating your life, like find the right people as you also find your own creative footing in a new environment. So there's a big new creative direction emerging, I feel, with this. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts?
Yeah. So and let go of any thoughts of jealousy, of possessiveness within your friendships and communities. Okay. And because cancers can be also a little bit of passive aggressive if they don't, get what they want and stuff. If they, so try to concentrate on the deep, profound friendships that are actually, intimate, deep, and may have meaning. Okay. So, and you can then through those kind of connections express yourself more creatively, more more in a more fun way and more freely. Yeah, just don't hold on, like, because cancerians, they have sometimes difficulties to release, right? Also to let go of the past, right?
Right.
So instead of holding on to the past that doesn't use you, try to focus an energy on the relationships, like I mean friendships and communities, and how can you on a deeper level, like more meaningful with your creativity.
Absolutely. And then let's see. Yeah, that
Leo.
sums it well. Yeah, Leo. The next one is Leo, which is the new, and they're also been through a lot. I feel like the past few years, especially with the new moon, and this new moon forming in the 4th house, opposite that Jupiter Uranus in the 10th house. So like deeper emotional magic, chaos happening around family roots, living environment, and they might have moved and relocated recently, and so there's deep transformational stuff around their career and work versus their resting place. Let's see, things ready to pop up somehow, but also I guess with that, like, it's good to have Jupiter up there in that 10th house
Yeah.
area, especially, and with that Jupiter Uranus conjunction coming up, maybe something big that's coming for them that they're going to produce, or just something big in the career, I think, coming up after they've like kind of had to been forced to reckon with their roots and other like uncomfortable things within.
Yeah, maybe secrets, family,
Yeah,
power struggles and stuff that wasn't that pleasant,
right.
right? But if yeah, but then yeah, don't get wrapped up into those. That's the thing. I mean, it's hard. Those are your roots. Those are where you come. That's where you come from, right? So that's very hard to have Scorpio in the fourth house with all this new moon. It's not easy, right? I really feel that's one of the hardest, I think, for Leo risings and Leos in general. Yeah, but just as you said, good thing is that in the work career sector they can gain some new reputation or something, something exciting on that part, So
Okay. With Virgo risings, I think this new moon is in the third house, which is kind of like your familiar environment, and the Uranus and Jupiter in the ninth house, which is kind of like a reordering of philosophies. You know, even astrology, I would say, falls into the ninth house. There's a liberation coming up. The everyday mind the everyday kind of mind might be agitated a little, but like that agitation is going to be good because that's what's going to lead to some new cultural or like new shift amidst the revolution of your belief system, or your way of seeing the universe. And I think April 2024 is going to be really
yeah,
big for that, but right now is going to be the seeds of that
if
revolution.
you can, yes, I would say if they can go travel to remove yourself from your immediate environment or your siblings or neighbors, just remove yourself from that area and go and travel and expand or go and study something, just so you can open up your mind to new possibilities, because they're huge on that area, huge. I would, if they can, I would travel. If
That's a
this
really good
is
advice.
happening, yeah, if this just because it removes you from this everyday stuff that you kind of, maybe it's too much, too intense, right? So maybe you need time, literally time to go to vacation and rest and read some good book.
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with that. Okay, so let's go to yeah, Libra rising. So this is Mars in the it's the second house, the new moon in Scorpio, the second house with of resources, and then the eighth house of I think as eighth house is kind of like the benefits and blessings others give you also. So maybe warming up to other people, having something of tremendous value to give that you can actually trust. And then for the second house, it's like conflicts around assets, monies, resources, and the need to realign those kinds of soul contracts. Maybe needing greater emotional independence, maybe some need to free yourself up from obligations or commitments that are not working, especially where there's an exchange of energy and expectations. But I mean, I don't know. I am a Libra rising, but like I would love to hear what you think.
Yeah, I'm a late Virgo, so this is also
Oh yeah.
just hitting my second house in a quadrant system. Look, I wouldn't spend money. Like I just be more conscious about spending money this month, because you know Uranus in the eighth house, and with Scorpio in the second, I wouldn't spend a lot of money. I would be very aware of my budgets. Um, this is me, because I was thinking about it a lot. Now I'm kind of flustered. What? Because I don't, with this new moon, I don't even know what I'm gonna do, to be honest. I was thinking about it a lot because there's Mars it's involved, so it's gonna maybe prone me to action. I'm just worried that I'm not gonna overspend on something. But this is me particularly. So because Mars is there, and Mars is always everywhere where Mars is involved, it kind of prompts me to action. Like I want to do something. I need to do something. Like it's a I need to do. But I don't feel that we need to do anything this time. Focus on maybe the value system, or how you can share with others, as you mentioned. How can we share with others? The Jupiter is there. We can expand and be better, and and share our resources with others. I think maybe just do something. I don't know, like this Thanksgiving is coming, maybe volunteer, I don't know, in the kitchen. I was thinking, I don't know,
Yeah.
somebody who might torch, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really afraid of overspending from although I know astrology, I'm still afraid.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. And I feel like with the North Node in the seventh house. It is just kind of interesting to like, and it's a good time for Libra to like pay attention to others, and just let that, if you need to, let that thing control your life for the time being. Let's see. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is hard because you have to be yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
this is all telling you to be yourself, but on the other hand, you can't overdo it because
Yes.
Jupiter is there, right? So just everything that it has to be in moderation. I just feel that with Scorpio energy, sometimes there's no moderation. Mars is involved, you know. Jupiter is also opposing, Uranus is opposing. So I think the energies are going to be more anxious, more. So for all of this, is what we are saying. We're going to be more anxious to do something. Mars wants us to do, and Mars is going to, just a few days after this new moon, is going to conjoin the Sun. So the Sun is going to completely, you know, he won't be visible for a long time as well. So this Mars, I don't know how this Mars is good. He's not visible. He can't be what he wants to be. That's why, that's the agitation.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
And speaking of the devil, like, so with Scorpio rising, we have this new moon, and by the way, I was just kidding, but this new moon opposing Uranus in your first house. And that's, around the first house, like identity, body, psychology, the inception of something. Even though this might sound like a contradiction to the inception of something that is being either broken down or taken away, not necessarily always in terms of your house, but something that is like being degenerating in some way to be rebuilt in another, and through relationship.
Yeah. I would take it easy with physical activity, just because I don't want anybody to get hurt. With this Uranus opposing, you can get hurt very, very easily with this in your first house. But you can also set a brand new intentions of how you want to appear in the world. You know, how to be yourself, how to be. You can actually make some good intentions about that. What do you want to accomplish? What are your goals? Who are you? Kind of those questions. Who am I? Where am I going? What do I want to do? Good questions.
Yeah,
And because you have to,
absolutely.
this Uranus, yeah, is gonna prone us to do something different and new. He's gonna wanna. So everybody has an opportunity to think about how they can approach life in a different, new way, right?
Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. New beginning, I think, is really gonna come in to full
Yeah,
focus with these.
but different approach. Like if you have been doing this the same way all the time, think about the new way of doing it. For everybody that we talk about, regarding your house, home, or whatever this new moon is hitting you, just find maybe a new way, a new approach. Because you have to, if you don't ride the wave with Uranus, it's gonna just block you, right? Uranus does that. You have to kind of find the way to go on a surfboard and ride the wave. Otherwise, the wave is gonna hit you. You
Right.
can die,
For
right? So
sure.
just, yeah, think about new approaches. I would say.
New approaches. Great. Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
For Sag rising, yeah, let's move on to Sag. I wrote down, how do I restore order to my personal universe? How do I restore faith or wisdom? Because I think, 12th house is where the new moon is, new moon in
Yeah.
Scorpio. And I feel like, with the 12th house has to do with looking at the layers and layers of the hurt, the trauma, the pain, and then coming to terms with it. And that's a painful process, but ultimately a very redemptive one.
Yeah.
And
I just,
so like,
yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
I hope they don't run away, because Sag usually when it gets tough, they run away. So don't run away. Face it. This is the great opportunity. You have energies on your side to actually deal with it. I know you don't like to deal with stuff. Usually, Sag energies, they don't like to deal with especially with hard
Right.
stuff. They just go and just go have a party and forget about it. But maybe this is not a time to actually party, but to actually deal with those stuff. And
Absolutely.
I would say,
Jupiter in the
yeah.
sixth, right? Like, perfect opportunity to deal with those things that like sometimes we're just like put off or whatever. I have my moon in Sag, so I totally get that. I feel like the Jupiter in the sixth can really come through in terms of like, because sixth house is, I've found after seeing clients and stuff that it often does have to do with work. It's not just 10th house, you know? So
No. Six is it's actually everyday stuff that you do. Like 10th house is more of how people see you and how you know market yourself on the long term and in a global level, like who are you as a persona in the outside world. But this is everyday stuff. This is how how you're gonna open your computer, what you're gonna do first, where's your all this Virgo stuff, your to-do list, how so anyway, so how your hygiene, your habits, how your routine. What is your routine? What is your everyday routine? How you eat? What do you have for breakfast? When do you exercise? Do you have a routine, or are you all scattered around? For Sag especially, maybe it's time to get some kind of routine in order, right?
yeah, I feel like Sag really needs to hear that. Right?
They're gonna kill me. They're like, F you, where's the beer?
Yeah. Oh man, that was good. Yeah.
I mean,
All
you
right,
can
moving
still have
on.
fun. You can still have a beer,
Yeah,
but don't forget the other stuff. That's just my point. Try to balance it out a little bit. That's all.
for sure, for sure. And I think for them also, because of that, with that Jupiter, like you said, Jupiter rules that Sag, which is kind of close to Uranus. So we getting a little inkling of what's coming, but and it'll be much bigger next year. So it's important to keep that in mind when you're going through, like, because SAG is really good at zooming out. And so
Yeah.
I think it can process that really well. And like, and during these tough, like 12th house versus 6th house times to get you through it. Like you want a SAG around when you're like having a tough day. They'll kind of, they'll always have some
Oh,
joke
lift
to
your
tell you or something,
spirits.
right?
Oh, they're gonna lift up your spirits. They're gonna give you hope. Sag
Yes.
is very good to give you hope. I love that.
Very
Oh,
optimistic.
they will. Yeah, they will take you to a journey. Imagine this, and then you can go there and on, and you get all excited, right? They get you excited. That's what they do. That's their job, right? So that's why it's hard for them with this Scorpio energy, because they have to face the dark shadows they don't really like, right? They like to have it light and optimistic, but uh, every now and then, all our Sag people, it's good, have that in mind. Just this time energies can help you to actually purify something and then start over with a brand new vision and a brand new beer.
Yeah, totally, totally. Okay, well, I
Okay,
guess we move on to the next one, Capricorn. So this Mars in the 11th, and by the way, like we do this, like we say it in whole sign just for like, because, and the
Thank
courtesy
you.
of time and like those things, but like it could be hitting an angle somewhere else or whatever. I use both whole sign and quadrant house division. So this is just kind of like the skeleton of like what we're talking about, but
Yeah,
it could be deeper.
as we mentioned, you can have a moon here and sun there and ascendant. It can, so just take a observation of the energies. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, with the 11th house, there's really a sense of digging down into, like with the Mars and Scorpio in the 11th house. I feel like there's a really sense of really digging down into the networks that you've created, or the social groups and the friends that you've been digging down and being like, who's really truly got my back here, and who can I really trust, and is there a sense of it? Is there rebalancing that's happening, or harmonizing that's happening in terms of career? And I mentioned career because Venus is technically going to
Yeah.
be in Libra, their 10th house. So something that everyone can see, because 10th house is everything that you can see. So,
I would add powerful connections and alliances with the Scorpion 11th. You can make
that's a
powerful,
good one. I love that.
yeah, powerful friendships, alliances with powerful people, because Scorpio is power. So it can be something like that. Yeah, very good opportunity if you wanna, do some kind of collaboration with, or you have opportunity to, to do something. Yeah, so maybe some of the powerful people can help you, or people who have money or power. Doesn't matter. One of those two, or both. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we were talking about this with the Cancer rising a little bit, but do you have like what really brings you fun now with Uranus in your 5th house? I think with Jupiter also there, it's another way of telling Capricorns that it's okay to relax, it's enjoy, experiment, the things you never thought you would do, like, or would like.
Yeah.
There might be
You can go. You can go to that casino and spend some
yeah,
money there.
yeah.
Yes, for a lot.
The opposite advice that we gave for Sag, right? Like with these
Yes.
people, they need a chill pill right now. I feel like so. This is yeah.
Just don't take Sag friends with you because they're gonna take over. Just
Yeah.
do it on your own.
But yeah, that,
but
I feel like I love that
fun.
fifth house thing for the Jupiter Uranus in the fifth for Capricorns. I feel like they could definitely use that.
Did you notice that this new moon is giving people the opposite of what they used to, as I said? So the new approach. We have to find a new approach, I feel, for all our signs, everybody. I think we all need to find a new approach with this Scorpio. I just feel a new purified approach on life.
Yeah, totally. I mean,
try differently. If you did this for so long, try the other way. Try the other way. Just for testing, for experiment purposes, if nothing else. I just feel that it's gonna benefit. I mean, Uranus and Jupiter together, and this is how we get out of our comfort zones. We have,
yes.
you know, we need to do it. We do it differently this Scorpio season.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Totally. And I mean,
as we go through signs, I'm just thinking about it. We really need, to do this differently.
Yeah, and I just feel that message is being echoed so much to us because, you know, with this Libra eclipse that happened and kind of introduced us, because like we had that Aries eclipse back in back when last time we had our last Insta Live, I guess, right? When I was talking about eclipses. So we had that first Aries eclipse, which was half of the story, but now with the Libra eclipses, it's brought in more information that we didn't know before, and now it's kind of, we're processing that. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity to use that new knowledge that we have to try something new, as you just said.
Absolutely. And we had Venus retrograde all summer long to reevaluate our value system, our relationships, our attachment to money, how we see money, so now you can use that knowledge and try it differently. Yeah.
Or plant the seeds for that new thing that's coming. Right? I keep on saying that, but yeah, I feel like there's so much ahead now that we have this, like, but right now we're still in that processing period. So I guess let's move on to the next, which is Aquarius. And for them, it's actually happening in their 10th. Wow. So Mars and like Uranus in the 4th and Mars in the 10th. So like earlier I was talking about, well, actually, no. So yeah, go ahead. I'll let you start with this. Yeah.
Okay. So for Leos, they're gonna have issues at home and stuff. So Aquarius are gonna have the opposite. So they're gonna struggle maybe at workplace with management, depending on where you work. Like something, you can have some power issues at workplace, especially with authority, I feel, right? But then at home they can have something new. Maybe they can change home, as you were mentioning. Maybe there's if they want to move or something, this is a good opportunity, actually, I feel, for Aquarius people. Emphasize on making your family life more excited. Also, if you can go on a family trip, I would do it. Just because it's, maybe it's time to because you Aquarius also can work hard as well as a Capricorn in many situations. So they also maybe need some kind of a break from that, right? Because to get away from those struggles at work and orientate and just put some energy in their family life.
Especially since like we kind of got a glimpse of that Pluto and Aquarius earlier this year, like we're gonna get more of that next year. So I feel like some big changes anyways coming for them. So who knows, this career 10th house versus 4th house thing might like go along with that, right?
Absolutely. They I mean, this Mars, I mentioned this Mars because I feel it's so strong. It's in Scorpio, it's in with the sun, it's it can be very protective and when it's fighting. So sometimes some battles you need to let go of. I just feel that maybe this is the opportunity for Aquarius to let go of some battles at work and a career, and focus on family.
Sure, absolutely. And let's see. If I just want to check if there's anything else I wanted to say about Aquarius risings. I think I wrote Jupiter, Uranus, because like Uranus is also the half ruler of Aquarius, and it could change your
Yeah.
ancestral family and pattern in some way, or even just your living environment, as you said about the moving, or something how you take or find rest. And I think, yeah, that's another thing I found interesting about people
Hmm.
having Uranus in the fourth house transits is like they change, like, because fourth house is also like our kind of our solace away from the world, like how we re-energize personally. And so I think they could also be thinking about shifts to that, or opportunities there. Because yeah. So I guess that's all I got to say about Aquarius rise. Anything else you got to say about them?
No, just don't get wrapped up into work situations, especially with management. And then Pisces
There we go. Yeah,
are
last sign. Last but not least. Go ahead.
absolutely not.
Oh, so I
So,
guess I'll start with saying they have in their ninth houses where
mhm,
uh, the Mars thing, and then the Uranus would be in their third house. So
mhm.
the opposite of the Virgo risings.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's about reconnecting with maybe siblings or neighborhood or um, maybe uh, reevaluating or maybe just rethink how they communicate in their everyday life. Pisces can be, you know, maybe this is a reality check as well. I don't know about um, their belief system as
right.
well.
The with Pisces often like you have, there's realities in the world and in the way that we put the world together. And that often can be quite challenging to look at, but with Mars and Scorpio here as an ally in that regard, like digging down, going down into your belief system to see, is your belief system based on something that feels good, nice, or is it really? But does it have a solid basis in something that feels true to you, authentic, resonant, deep? There could be some big shifts and changes just around your everyday world with the third house being activated with the Uranus there. And I think
I mean,
go ahead.
it can be connected with Scorpio in the ninth house. It can be connected with also astrology or some kind of studies or occult studies, right? So
Right.
many Pisces might just want to go in that direction, so in towards spirituality, right? But then just don't forget that in your everyday life, in your local community, that some things can happen and you're gonna be like, oh my God, I'm not aware because you're gonna I would, yeah, I think that they need a little bit of reality check, but they might, explore the spiritual world, or just their belief system.
Yeah, I think also, like I had written down massive changes in your everyday environment. So like for example, just like your daily routine, like oh, I spend this time watching TV. Maybe like I had a friend who like just got rid of his TV, and that created space for him to think about another like artistic outlet or something. So stuff like that.
There
I
you go.
think. Right.
Another approach, Pisces. You have to take another
Yes.
approach.
Yes.
So, right? So that's what I'm saying. So I like that. Yeah. I think this Uranus, Jupiter is a conclusion to we went through all the signs. It's gonna really make us have a different approach in the area that it hits us for sure with this new moon. Absolutely. Are you ready, Sid? Are you ready?
Yeah. No. Absolutely. Thank you so much for going through those with me. I feel like I got more insight now, and you gave some really good solutions for each one. I think that's a lot of people right now. They're just looking for solutions because they're so overwhelmed, and they're just, with this eclipse, I think with the Libra eclipse, especially, they're forced to like kind of let go of something in their life, and we're always uncomfortable or with uncertainty and change in our lives, and so I think this is just like I want to thank you so much for joining me today at this
Oh, thank
important time
you
in
for having
human
me. I
affairs.
love this. I know we
Yeah,
were talking about connecting for so long, but never the opportunity. So I'm very happy that we kind of conjoined again in this Scorpio season. I love talking to you. I was lucky enough to meet Sid in person in Omega. We went to an Astro conference together. That was amazing. It's nice to you know to see the person to see somebody in person that you meet online. So that was awesome as well. And I hope we're gonna meet soon for another Astro chat, which is always insightful, always interesting. I'll always learn from everybody. Something new and opens my mind and makes me think. Now I'm thinking of a new approach. What can I do in my second house or my eighth house? What is happening now? Cool. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks to everybody for watching.
Did
And
you want
yeah, if you need
to plug
anything,
anything else in, like your Instagram page or anything else you want to tell people about? Or
uh, so currently I'm trying to build up my YouTube. So I would appreciate support if you can like, subscribe my YouTube channel. I'm trying to build up my YouTube content. You can find me, I have my website, Jasmina Brozic Astrology. You can book a reading. If you need anything, if you want to collaborate with me, do some lives or whatever, I'm always open to that. So that's from me.
okay, what I'll do is when I put this on my feed, I'll put your channel, your YouTube link under that, if that's okay.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much
Okay.
for your help. That would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
Awesome.
and yeah, like I think you had actually requested to do this before. It's just I had been busy with other things, and I just didn't really put my mind to it. But I really enjoyed this, and I would love to do this again, like very soon. In fact, this time. So we'll see.
Yeah, no problem. We can do it next month. We can do December at glance as well, or something, or full moon. We can always think about something. Don't worry. There's always, you know, we as astrologers are lucky that planets are always moving. There's always new things coming up. So there's, we always have new inspirations to talk about. So never boring, never boring for us.
Okay. Well, I guess
Awesome.
that's yeah. Thank you so much again, and take care, and I'll see you soon.
See you
Thank you,
soon.
everyone,
Take care,
for
guys. Bye
joining.
bye.
That joined. Yeah. Bye.
Thanks.